Hey everyone, welcome back to another PNSO review. Today we're taking a look at Yiran, the Lufengosaurus. A sauropodomorph, what a surprise. So I was really surprised when PNSO announced this figure. At first, when they showed it off, I thought it was artwork. It was such a vividly colored figure. I thought they were just showing some artwork off on their Facebook page, and like a few hours later it clicked, like, wait, that's a new figure. So I was like, super excited. Sauropodomorphs figures are kind of rare from companies. We have Platyosaurus here and there. It's actually been a very long time since we got a Platyosaurus, but really happy with this Lufengosaurus. Just really loving the color scheme on this. Now I ended up getting this figure from AliExpress. It retails for around $38. I'll leave a link down below in the description if you want to pick one up for yourself. So let's just go over the package really quick before we crack this figure open. It is part of the Prehistoric Animal Models line. It is number 81 in the line. And one thing I noticed about the packaging on mine, I ended up ordering mine from a AliExpress seller that I've never ordered from before. They posted this figure before PNSO or any of the other sites I like to order from first. So I ordered from them. And one thing I noticed about the packaging, it's all in Chinese. And now usually with these PNSO products, one side is in English, the other side is in Chinese, but both sides are in Chinese. And the other thing I did notice too, even the included pamphlet is no English to be found whatsoever inside the pamphlet. We do actually just have a nice skeletal reconstruction of Lufengosaurus. I want to just show that quick. But yeah, no English on here. So if anyone that has this figure and you order it from like PNSO site or like any of the other more reputable sites, let me know if yours came with like an English pamphlet and box. I just find this first time I've ever seen this with PNSO. So I don't know if it's something they changed or it's just because I ordered it from a different AliExpress seller. Just find it very curious. And also inside the box we do get some nice artwork of the Lufengosaurus. Very, very nicely done. The one thing I don't like about these posters, they're folded, so they really don't look that good to me. Framed, so the posters are just kind of useless to me. So, enough about the packaging. Let's throw this figure up on the turntable and take a closer look. And here's the Lufengosaurus the packaging. And I have to say, this is an absolutely stunning figure. Usually at PNSO, the color schemes are pretty drab. A lot of browns and greens, but this thing just absolutely pops as soon as you take it out of the box. Just vivid, bright greens and yellows. You have a little bit of blue on the tail with some orange highlights along the dorsal. A nice cream coat for the bottom with contrasting nicely with all those dark markings. This thing is just absolutely gorgeous. Now, Lufengosaurus is a sauropodomorph. Just think of, back in the day when they were called prosauropods. It's from the early Jurassic of China, and I just absolutely love this thing. It's such a front-heavy looking figure, but it's sculpted in a very, very active pose. I just love the balancing on this thing. This looks like it should be falling over, but, a lot of that weight is held on that left leg. It's just kind of like, kind of tilted to the left side, and I just love the balance on this thing. It's such an active, awesome looking pose, and we really need more sauropodomorph figures from other companies. I'm just really happy that they did this one. Actually, this isn't PNSO's first Lufengosaurus. They did one way back when they were just doing their large hollow vinyl figures, and that one was really, really emancipated, like basically skin and bone. So it's nice to see a fresh update to some of the original older figures. And now time for some measurements. You measure this figure along the curve of the neck and tail. It's about 10.5 inches long, or 26.7 centimeters, and about 4.25 inches tall to the top of the head, or 10.7 centimeters. So there are two species of Lufengosaurus huoni and Lufengosaurus magnus. Magnus is the largest species, around 30 feet long, or 9 meters. PNSO tries to go for that 135 scale with most of their figures. So with those measurements, that puts this figure perfectly in the 135 scale. Some paleontologists think Magnus is just a larger form of huani, just a full-grown adult. But right now, they're technically classified as two different species. All right, now let's take a look at some of the finer details on this figure, starting with the head. The head is very tiny on here, so I apologize about the resolution on the camera, but very nicely sculpted head. Love the mouth agape like it's hissing at a predator trying to scare it off. There's actually teeth painted. You can see that white line on the upper and lower jaws. Nice dark pink for the tongue and gums. Eye is painted orange with a black pupil. Let me get my hand out of the foreground. And then the head is done a nice brown color, a little bit of orange on the side. And then when you start getting down to the neck, it just pops into this nice bright, almost like like light lime green color with some orange on the top mixed in with some yellows. Like, this is very vibrant for PNSO. Once in a while they'll throw in like a really cool looking color scheme, but for most parts, a lot of like dark browns and yellows on their figures. And this one just absolutely stunning. Love it. Nice cream coat for the underside. Just look at that, very front heavy. Barrel-shaped chest on this thing. Very, very nice. Like, the figure has such good balance for the way it's sculpted. Going down to, let's take a look at the neck. You have some rows of osteoderms on the neck and all over the body. Going down to the very powerful looking forearms. You have this very long claw. Thumb claw right here. That's usually the big thumb claw picture you see on the hands of like a Apatosaurus. Very, very nicely done. And then going down to the legs, nice stout, powerful hind legs. They have that typical dark coloration, for the hind legs that most PNSO figures show. Claws are done in a light brown color. Here's a view for the top. Man, my camera does not like this figure getting close. Just absolutely love the green on this figure. It just looks so, so nice. On the other side, we do have a very generous looking cloaca slit. Very, very nicely done. A nice thick tail base. And then going all the way down the tail, sweeps to the side. And, oh man, wow, camera. You do not like Lufengosaurus. Then we get down to the end of the tail. This nice blue coloration. Very, very nice touch. So yeah, all around this figure is absolutely fantastic. I mean, just love the active pose on this thing and just the way it stands. Just such a nice figure. And just love the balance on it. And I forgot to mention it earlier. You do get a little display stand that goes right about the, just past the forearms on here to help with stability. I always encourage people to use these stands. PNSO figures are notorious for warping over time, and with such a front heavy figure, I can see this one warping quicker than the others. Moving on with comparisons, here it is with Collect Days 140 scale human. And next up, let's do some PNSO's recent released herbivores, because those have been, still a rare treat from them. Here it is with their Zool, and here it is with their massive Edmontosaurus. And for a theropod, here it is with PNSO's Yangchuanosaurus. Absolutely love that figure. And here it is with a life-size fossil cast of Massospondylus. It's an African sauropod of morph, closely related to Lufengosaurus. So, went downstairs and dug this out of my fossil cast box. I don't have any of my fossil casts on display. I just, I have way too many action figures and just not enough room to display these. So it's nice to go down there once in a while and go through my collection. And next up, here it is with Holland Goods Dilophosaurus. There was a close relative to Dilophosaurus, Sinosaurus, which is very similar, that lived alongside Lufengosaurus. Since we don't have any Sinosaurus figures, the Holland Good Dilophosaurus is a good stand-in. And actually, I think the PNSO one, sorry, not PNSO, Papo. Man, I have not reviewed a Papo figure in like a hot minute on this channel. I think these two look really great. Pose next to each other in the very active pose. Like the Lufengosaurus is rare enough to protect itself from an oncoming Sinosaurus. And lastly, here it is with a couple large sauropodomorphs eventually evolved into the titans that walked the earth in the late Jurassic and Cretaceous. We have Holland Goods, Apatosaurus, and their massive Alamosaurus. So final thoughts on PNSO's Lufengosaurus. I think this is an absolutely fabulous figure from them. I just love the way it's sculpted in that super active pose. It's such a front heavy figure. You can see a lot of engineering went into balancing this figure. And the color scheme on this thing just pops. Absolutely love it. PNSO is just known for their very dark, kind of muddy colors on their figures. And this one just bucks the trend. It's just vivid. It's eye-catching. It's absolutely beautiful. Highly, highly recommend this figure. Sauropodomorphs are very underrated genus of dinosaurs. I wish more companies gave them attention. At least PNSO gave us a nice, accurate version of Lufengosaurus. So like I said, beginning review, I got mine from AliExpress. Leaving the link down below in the description if you want to pick one up for yourself. So that will do it for the review. I do have Eofauna's T-Rex coming in. Actually, should have that any day now, so be on the lookout for that review. And do I have anything else coming in? Oh yeah, Holland Goods and Montosaurus, those should be in any day also. So stay tuned for those reviews. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.